Mezanmi, welcome to the Travel Notary. My name is Gerline, and if you're clicking on this video, and I'm sure that you are interested in becoming a notary in the state of Florida. I am currently a notary in the state of Florida, so I would like to share the steps as to how to become commissioned in the state of Florida, because there's not that many videos out there saying how exactly to get the steps done. There are a few out there. Shout out to Edgy, shout out to the Crafty Notary for sharing the video. So I'm going to go step by step to explaining what it is that you need to be able to become a notary within the state of Florida. So there are 3 requirements that you need to meet even before considering becoming a notary within the state of Florida. The very first step is that you need to be a minimum at least 18 years old in the state of Florida. Yes, this is a requirement just to make sure that you're of legal age to sign documents on your own, so that there doesn't need to be, there's no such thing as parental consent to sign forms as a notary. So you have to be at least of legal age, which is 18 within the state of Florida. The next requirement is that you actually have to be a resident within the state of Florida. There wasn't a time limit that I seen online as far as how many months you have to live in Florida in order to qualify. I think that the state does have legal requirements as to what you need in order to be considered a resident of Florida. You just need to have an address and a place to stay that you're actually living in within the state of Florida to be considered a resident. The next step is that you have to absolutely not have any felonies. If you have any felonies, I'm sorry, you can't be a notary within the state of Florida. It's nearly impossible. I'm not sure if there's any laws if you were convicted of a felony. I've heard of some people being arrested for a felony and not convicted, and still being able to be considered a notary in Florida. So I would look into speaking with an attorney, because I am not an attorney. I cannot provide legal advice, but I would check with an attorney to see if you would be able to be considered a notary in Florida if you were arrested on felony charges. But if you have been convicted as a felon, I'm sorry, this field is not for you. Sorry. So if you do qualify, meet all 3 of those requirements, then hey, you are eligible to become a notary within the state of Florida. So the very first thing that you can do to become a notary within the state of Florida is go to sunbiz.org, and under the authentication tab, and go through the processing notary processing tab. You will find a 3-hour course that is a requirement in the state of Florida for you to complete. There is no way around that. I'm sorry. There are 3 hours for you to complete, and it is a free course. If you go through a bonding agency and they are charging you for that course, I wouldn't go with them. That I personally wouldn't go with them, because it is a free course. Do not pay for this course. It is free. I don't know how many times I have to say it. But most of the bonding agencies do include this free course within their package. Now, I've seen some bonding agencies that are charging for this free course, and to me, it makes no sense. It's free online. So once you complete the 3-hour course, then you get a certificate that you are able to print out and go through a bonding agency that are listed under Sunbiz that you can consider going through to become a notary within the state of Florida. The very next step to becoming a Florida notary is finding a bonding agency that you would like to be bonded through. This is the place where you will go and do your application process. So you would go to sunbiz.org and go under the authentication tab, and go down to notary processors. There they will have a list of approved agencies that you can go through to become a Florida notary. I personally went through Sign a Notary in Fort Lauderdale because I live in South Florida area, so it wasn't that far from me, and I was able to actually deliver my application to them. So that process was a bit easier for me. So if I was missing anything, I could just easily go to that agency and deliver it to them same day if there needed to be a correction on my application. So the very next step to becoming a notary within the state of Florida is actually completing the application. Each of these notary agencies that are listed under sunbiz.org have their own individual portal process and application process that you can go through. After you pick the bonding agency that you would like to go through, I actually picked Sign a Notary, which is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I did my application process through them online. I filled out my application online, and I put in all the information. It's very important that you actually read the documents that you're signing as if you are being put under oath. Because once you sign those documents, you're validating the information that you provide to them, stating that it is true to your best of your knowledge. So make sure that you're signing as if you are put under oath when you're submitting these applications. Part of the application process does in fact include a affidavit of good moral character. So there's someone that actually needs to sign that's not your family member, that is not your brother, sister, family member, somebody that knows you about a year, that can validate that you are indeed a good person and have good character, as they state. So once you get those signatures from that individual, then you read the rest of the document, which is as if you're under oath, that you're validating your information. You print out the application, or you can submit it through the portal depending on which agency that you're going through. I actually had to print out my application, but I did have the option to submit my payment online through my bonding agency and mail my application into them. But since Sign a Notary is actually down the street from me, I was able to walk my document over there to them to speed up the process of my application. I didn't have to wait to go to a mail carrier to deliver it to them. It just made more sense to me to go with them. So within the application process, you do have to purchase surety bond. Most of the agencies that you have, to bonding agencies that you're going through, within their packages that they have to become a notary, the surety bond of $7,500 is already included. That surety bond is a insurance for the public, not for the notary, but the people or individuals that you're actually doing the notary for, just in case if there's any mistakes within your notary that's costly. It is there to help the notary, the public, to be protected. So that is very important for you to purchase and to also consider getting. I don't believe that there is an option not to get it. At least when I went through Sign a Notary, I didn't have the option of not purchasing it. It actually came within the package deal. So that is actually included within your notary purchase. So after you fill out the application and everything, now it's time to return the application. Now, as I stated before, you want to make sure that everything is filled out correctly in the application, because most of these agencies will require you to mail in those documents. You want to make sure that you fill out every information that is listed on there. The names that they're going to ask you for your full name. Make sure you write your full name. Then they're also going to ask you what name do you want to be on your commission seal, your seal. I chose if for those of you who have first, middle, and last names, you can choose to put your full name. You can choose to just put your first and last name. There are alternatives where if you have a nickname that is coinciding with your actual name, that is a short abbreviation of your name, you're able to do that as well in the state of Florida. But it's best and safer to just put your full name. I chose to put my first and last name, even though I have a middle name, because my name is kind of long. Kind of long. So I chose my first and last name to be put on my application and my seal to become a notary. Once you mail in your application, they will receive it in 1 or 2 business days, depending on if you do priority shipping or if you do regular shipping. So once you mail it off over to these bonding agencies, they will review it, and then they will electronically send it over to the Secretary of State so that they can go ahead and approve your application. So once you submit your application through the bonding agency and they give you the thumbs up that your application is good, they will go ahead and submit it to the Secretary of State, or in Florida's case, we're called the Department of State. So DOS, some people are SOS, but in Florida, we're DOS. So once they submit it to the Department of State, The process could take between 1 to 2 weeks. I know that on the sunbiz.org website, they do have the processing times, the current processing times of applications and dates of when they receive the applications from said agencies. So it is best for you to either monitor the websites, but as soon as you're approved, you can see it online. And then your bonding agency will contact you via email stating, hey, your application is approved, and now we're going to officially order your seal or your stamp. The name, seal, and stamp are changed intermittently, so you'll hear those words often. So they'll go ahead and approve, say that you're approved, and go ahead and order your stamp, which will take about 5 to 7 business days to get to you. Now, the bonding agency is the one that is responsible with printing out your certificate to becoming, saying that you're bonded through them and that you are officially a Florida notary. So now that you've received your stamp and your commission letter from your bonding agency, now you are considered a notary within the state of Florida. I personally, to protect myself, there are 2 things that I would recommend you doing is getting a notary journal of your signings. The bonding agencies that you usually go through, they have them listed on their websites as additional products that you can purchase, supplies that you can purchase, and that you can purchase it through them. I personally went to Amazon and I bought a journal that I liked. I just liked the design of it because inside all the documents are all the same. So don't discriminate like I did. But I did buy a journal that I did like, and it was a bit cheaper, also budget friendly on my end to get it through Amazon. So I actually went that route instead of getting it through the bonding agency, which saved me a bit of a coin. So if you're on a budget, go through Amazon. So another thing that I would recommend that you're getting is E&O insurance. Like I stated before, the surety bond that you purchase is to protect the public. It has nothing to do with you, the notary. So the E&O insurance actually protects you, the notary, of your notarial acts. It only protects you as a notary for your notarial acts. So if you accidentally stamp something or sign off on something that's not supposed to be signed off on or stamped on, and it costs that company or said individual money, then and they choose to sue you, you have that E&O insurance to protect you against you losing money that you do have or don't have saved up. So that is just for your protection so that you don't get messed up in the long run. I don't want to curse on here, but you don't want to be messed up and you just became a notary. So that is just for your protection as a notary. So make sure. I personally got the 35,000 E&O insurance. Florida only requires that you get the $25,000 E&O insurance, but I recommend for myself, I got the $35,000 insurance. I went through the National Notary Association, the NNA, to get my E&O insurance. So that is, I recommend you going through them because the bonding agency that I went through, I would have to pay an additional. They were only offering the $25,000 E&O insurance, which I thought that wasn't enough for me. For you, it could be enough, but for me, I didn't think that it was. So, and I wanted a bit higher, the option of increasing without having to purchase a new policy. And the NAA offers that opportunity where if you don't feel as if you have enough coverage, you can call them and say, hey, I want to increase my insurance policy, and they will go ahead and prorate it for you. Or if you bought too much insurance, they'll go ahead and lower it for you and then refund you the rest. Well, that's it for today, you guys. I hope that this information was very helpful for you and that you're able to go ahead and start the process to becoming a Florida Commission Notary Public within the state of Florida. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll be sure to reply back to you as soon as I have time because I'm going to be working. Yes, so if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys within my next video. Mezanmi, mabwale. Bye-bye.